Ladies and gentlemen, it's Pat Hilton coming to you live. Social Authority. And today we're going to talk about the biggest myths about posting on social media. I think that people hesitate when it comes to filming, when it comes to posting. They're super concerned with the way that they look, the way that they sound, the way that they're going to be perceived. We've all got insecurities. That's part of human nature. It's basic psychology. But the truth of the matter is, a lot of the things that are holding you back are myths. We're going to cover some of the top myths, how to overcome some of these mindset obstacles so that you can get on these platforms, build incredible connections, and take your game to the next level. Social media is the gateway to your success. It was the gateway to success for me. It's free to use, and everyone on the planet is scrolling social media all day long. There is an audience for you. You just got to go out there and find them. Let's get into it.
Social Authority Live. Yeah, we turning it up. Dallas, Texas, where they leveling up. Stage is yours, lights on blast, can't ignore. Film posts get verified, it's your time. Social Authority Live. Run and the vibe go crazy.
The vibe goes crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Streaming on social media or recording podcast interviews is by far the most efficient way to get long-form content that you can chop into clips, especially if you're someone that just hates scripting stuff. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, Reamp software, I'm calling it right now. Reamp software will be installed in every serious real estate business within the next 2 to 3 years. I'm saying 2 to 3 years. Long game, maybe 3 to 5 max, but Reamp is the software of the future for real estate investors. You heard it here first on Social Authority, and there you go. So, the biggest myths about posting on social media. Let's get right into it. I know you people are busy. You have things to do. You have kids to feed, food to cook, soccer practice to attend, and all the things that come with being an adult, because this ain't no child's play here at Social Authority. So, the biggest myth about social media: people who know you will support you. This is not true. Hate to break it to you. They will not support you until you win or until you start winning. You could post on social media and say, hey, I'm going to do this. And they'll support you at first. Then once you start to pursue it, once you start to get aggressive, once you start to really push, they're going to get annoyed. Because here's the thing. People who take action, people who want to build a dream or a brand or market themselves are rare. I've noticed this over the past 25 years that I've been marketing myself as an entertainer and a producer and a musician and a songwriter and a performer and a whatever else, marketer. Dude, everybody's cool with it for a second until you start to be annoying to them because you start to get consistent. You start to post every day about what you want to do. You start posting tips for people to get results. You start working out more. You start avoiding the bar. You start avoiding booze. You start avoiding late nights and choose to have early mornings because you're trying to do something with your life. You will receive kickback from the immediate surroundings, from the people around you when you start changing. So if you think that the people around you are magically going to support your endeavors, You're wrong. It's a myth. All my family and friends are going to support me. I mean, I have pretty good family and friends. Most of those people have been pretty dang supportive of me. But I was also doing it a really, really long time before I met most people that even know me. Even in 2008, when I launched the Facebook page I am broadcasting from, I had already been doing it through high school, playing shows in Columbia, Missouri when I lived in St. Louis. We played at the Blue Note when we were juniors and seniors in high school in 1999, 2000, 2001, before I even graduated. We'd play at the Blue Note, then drive home and go back to school the next morning at high school. This is what I wanted to do. And I'm still doing it. And a lot of those people are still friends with me online. The thing is that it's very hard to support someone that doesn't have any results. So it's not really their fault. They're not bad for this. I'm just telling you, it's a myth. If you were to write down who's going to support me on social media, usually it's going to be strangers. One of the biggest myths on social media is that the people who already know you are going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see you do this new endeavor. When in reality, it's probably going to bother most of them because it's so hard to go out and build anything. Most people quit after 3 days. We run a social media agency and we see people come and go all the time. People post for a week, they disappear. They post for a month, they disappear. They post for 90 days, they disappear. And this isn't just on social. This isn't anything in life. A lot of people have the skill, the talent, and the knowledge to get results, but they lack the ability to be consistent over time. So, when it comes to this number one myth, people who know you will support you, they won't until you win. Once you win and once you crush it, once you go from singing in dive bars in St. Louis to performing at Mandalay Bay in front of 10,000 people, all kinds of people are going to be like, man, I knew you were going to pull it off. And that used to bother me, but it doesn't anymore. Maybe these people, they do want you to succeed, but they don't know how to support you because they just don't see the vision. It is your job to go out and achieve whatever you need to do with or without applause. Nobody's going to cheer for you most days. You have to cheer for yourself. And I think that's the hardest part about social media, especially when you get started. Because when you start posting on social media, you start doing real estate investing, or you launch a landscaping company, or you launch a new beauty brand, or a t-shirt design company, or you buy an HVAC company, you're the new owner. Well, everybody's gonna see this and they might say, hey, great at first, or you're not even an HVAC, you're gonna buy a company. Let's pull that back. I'm gonna buy a company. And everybody will be like, oh, okay, great. It's very difficult to support someone when you don't see any results. Like for me, I was just this drunk stoner driving around the country playing all these shows with Afro Man. And so, it was kind of fun to watch a little bit from the outside, but it was like, I don't know, is this really going to work for him? And the thing that worked for me was I met strangers all over the country that support me. Most of the customers of our social media agency don't live in Texas. I have 0 customers that live in San Diego, where I used to live, and I have 0 customers that live in St. Louis, where I was born. 0 customers. That doesn't make those places good or bad. It just is what it is. Most people who know you are going to have a hard time supporting you when you first start posting on social media because they have not seen the results yet. And that's the most important part about posting on social media, using these platforms to document going from nothing to something. That's why I think it's so funny when I post pictures of me singing on street corners next to a puddle on the side of the road. And then the picture next to it is some big auditorium full of 3,500 people. Well, I saw that auditorium in my head when I was singing at the farmer's market. But most people who saw the picture of me at the farmer's market were like, what the hell is this guy doing? And you can't blame people for thinking that when that's all they see. So don't let it hurt your feelings when family, friends, the people on your Facebook list, maybe you've known these people for a while, and you start popping up, pursuing your dream, and you're especially at the beginning stages. And by the way, the beginning stages might last a decade. No one wants to tell you this. But when you start chasing your dreams, you might be broke for a decade or 2 decades. Ask me how I know. Can't let it stop you. Because in reality, if you are allowing the outside world and applause to dictate you taking action, you're never going to make it anyway. You have to do it for you, not for the applause. Your ability to keep going when it feels like nobody supports you is going to be the difference between you succeeding and failing. So remember, when you first start to do something, maybe you post a new endeavor on LinkedIn and everyone's like, oh, congratulations on the new job. Okay. And then the next day you post about it. And then the next day you post about it. Well, dude, by day 10, those original 111 likes are going to dwindle to about 7 likes. What you need to understand is that those likes and those follows and those things don't matter. They actually have nothing to do with success on social media. That might even sound weird, but that brings us to the number 2 myth about social media. Follower counts matter. Now, you want to have as many followers as possible. Let's not get it twisted. You want to try and grow your audience and your attention and your visibility as much as possible. But if you get hung up on follower counts, how are you ever going to give value to the marketplace? When I stopped focusing on going viral, I started making more money. Let me repeat that one more time. When I stopped focusing on going viral, I started making more money. Why? Well, because most of the things that go viral are just stupid dances and idiotic trends. That stuff doesn't generate leads or conversations or sales in the DM or connections with incredible people that can refer you. Not everything needs to be a sale. In fact, most things aren't. But follower count, everybody starts with 0 followers. So I would encourage you, when it comes to myth number 2, to think about this. It's way more important who follows you than how many followers you have. Because when I first started these pages, I just wanted to go viral singing funny songs. And I did that. Millions and millions and millions of views writing funny songs. Well, then I was known as the funny song guy. Do people take the funny song guy seriously? No. No, they don't. So I may have racked up tons of followers and tons of views, but until I started being the funny song guy that markets other people, that combination of funny songs, talent that I have, combined with marketing people and getting them results. Okay, well, once you start to add results to the equation, that's when the needle starts to move on social media. Which brings us to number 3. Going viral. Would you rather go viral and get no clients or be consistent for 12 months and acquire the clients of your dreams. Okay, because I can write viral strategies all day. I did some skit with my wife the other day. It was some skit with my wife. It got like more reach than anything on my page. It was like me, I'm telling my wife I'm going to do yard work. And then 5 minutes later, I'm like playing the bass like Les Claypool to a Primus song and like not actually doing yard work. And people were like, oh, it's so funny. And it got like a bunch of views and a bunch of engagement and this and that and the other thing. Well, that had nothing to do with social media strategy or sales, whatever. Now, that's a great, in my opinion, that's still a cool little content pillar that I'm going to use. It gets reach. Most of the people that I attract into my funnel are older. They're either married or have been married. Right, so that kind of humor communicates with my audience. Young single dudes and chicks don't necessarily follow Pat Hilton, which is fine. This kind of content might not appeal to them. They're not my target avatar either. So I would think about those three things. These are the three biggest myths about social media. 1, people who know you will support you. It's not their job to support you. It's your job to get the results, to show them that you're the guy that went out there and did it. Because the people around you are not going to understand anything about your journey, anything about your struggle, anything about your anxiety, your stress, your depression, your ups and your downs until they can see the results that you've achieved. Then they will look at the results and they'll be like, holy smokes, I remember when you were singing at the farmer's market. Dude, you came a long way. But how in the hell are people going to know your journey if you don't share it? And this is why, number 2, myth, follower counts matter so much. No, they don't. You're going to start with 0 followers. I could go buy a gazillion followers right now. They're not real. They're going to be bots. And going viral gets clients. Going viral is a great example that you can go viral. We've got a lot of clients that go viral all the time. It's never the viral videos that get the sales. The viral is the jab. You should try and go viral. Like I said, I'm still going to do those videos with my wife. They're funny. They're engaging. And then the people that like that will click on some of the marketing stuff and say, hey, I like this guy. Seems like he's grounded, knows what he's doing, he knows what he's talking about, but those people are not the people that already know me. You need strangers to see you. And this is the thing that people are so terrified of. They're so terrified of their friends and their family and the people around them, or Lucy from church. Well, what's Lucy from church going to think if I say fuck on my podcast? Who gives a fuck what she thinks? She's not your customer. Right. And people get so offended by this, but it's so true. Start talking to your customers. Stop worrying about somebody that is not your client not liking your content. Most people aren't going to like your content. I would say maybe 53% of people in the world approve or disapprove of anything. Donald Trump's approval rate is 30-something%. That means that like 60-something% of people don't approve of what Donald Trump's doing, even though he got over 50% of people to vote for him. This is literally universal code that you're going to have to deal with. It's just the truth. So you're going to have to take a stand at some point and be you better than you've ever done you before. Forget about what Lucy from the library thinks about you. Forget about how many followers you have, and forget about trying to go too viral. Start speaking to people about what you're great at and how you can service them and what results you've got in between. We helped Robert Love film a video right here in the studio. He's a client of ours. He's got millions of followers on social media. We filmed a video that got him featured on Newsweek, that got him quoted in the New York Times, and that has generated millions and millions of views and a lot of sales for his company. Robert's been a client of ours for quite a few years. He's a stranger. He literally called me because I was referred to him by someone, shows up at my house and is just like an assassin on the microphone. Had no idea who he was. He had no idea who I was. Strangers will be your best clients, not Jimmy from down the street that works at the auto shop. And that doesn't make Jimmy bad. Jimmy might be your biggest oil change fan, but he might not be interested in what you do. You're a realtor, an investor. He doesn't want to buy a house. He likes his interest rate. It doesn't mean he doesn't support you, but you need strangers that are interested in what you do. How are you ever going to get to those people if they go on the internet and constantly see someone else doing what you do louder than you? It's not even about being the best anymore. There are so many bands that are great bands. I come from the music and entertainment space. So many great bands that just didn't get a big break. And when I go back and I look at them, a lot of times it wasn't necessarily the song that wasn't there. It was the marketing. Their marketing was no good. A lot of the bands that are getting opportunities now are posting 15-second reels every day. I saw some new band just this morning. I'm going to shout these guys out right now. It wasn't this morning, it was the other day. They're called Body Wash. And they have a song called Tunnel. And this song jams. Clearly, I've been clicking around this new metal sound that's kind of coming back. And I'm finding all these cool bands that are recording awesome distortion guitar parts with good vocals, good hooks. And I come across this band, Body Wash, slamming to this track. And I followed the band, downloaded their stuff on Spotify. I'm a fan. They have absolutely no idea who I am. But because they put themselves out there, they gained a new fan. And I happen to have a podcast. I happen to get thousands and thousands and thousands of people that listen to my podcast. Maybe one of those people who's a marketing expert or a business strategist contacts them and has an opportunity for them. Hopefully that works out. I think they're from Nashville. Yeah, Nashville, Tennessee. They have almost 20,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. Hopefully that number goes through the roof. But again, this goes right back to the myths of social media. I'm sure there's people in Nashville, Tennessee who have heard of this band. And they're like, yeah, whatever. Those guys sound like, Drowning Pool meets Deftones meets Linkin Park. Had a baby with the Foo Fighters. And it's like, I think they got good tunes. Have they really gone super viral? No, but they picked me up as a fan. Do they have a ton of followers? No, but they picked me up as a fan. That example fits the top 3 myths about social media. Hey, what's up, dude?
I jumped in the pool.
You jumped in the pool? Oh my goodness gracious. You're kidding?
Yeah.
Do you want to say hi to the show? See how I'm live on the show? We're talking about the myths about social media, about how you have to do the work and not everybody's going to cheer for you at first. And the only way you're going to be successful is if you keep showing up and doing the work, right?
Yeah.
So that's the game.
Can you please?
You want to move over here?
Oh, gosh.
There you go.
No, I don't want to.
So ladies and gentlemen, get out there, do your thing, make yourself known. And remember, people who know you will support you once you win. But at first, they're going to be kind of confused as to why you're so excited about this thing that might not even be very successful. You see the vision. It is your job as a marketer, as a business person, and as a storyteller to document your journey in a way to where the people that do know you right now before you win big see you in 10 years and are like, dude, I got to tell you, man, I've been following you. I've been friends with you for a long time. And it's like, man, wow, you really went out there and did it. It's not that they're against you. It's just that you don't have the results yet. So they don't see the vision like you until you go get the results. Follower counts. All right, you're going to fall. Hold on. There you go. Follower counts, they don't matter. Everybody starts with 0 followers. What I would say is you're better off coming out with good content that's in your niche at first. Yeah, you want to get as much wide attention as possible, but if you're not the expert in your niche, people won't buy from you. And when you're first starting anything like what we're talking about, being an authority in a category, you need to really pivot to a point to where people think of video marketing and they think of you, or they think of who's the next drowning pool and they think Body Wash, the band. Those guys, they got great tunes. I wouldn't talk about them on here if I didn't think the song was awesome. I think it's good. But dude, going viral, I don't know that their stuff has that many views. That doesn't mean that they didn't just pick up a new customer. Follower count. They don't have the most followers, neither do I. But I'm going to tell you something. The people who follow me, some of them, you know, they're going to do $1 billion in revenue this year. I did an event for a friend of mine. His company is going to do $1 billion this year. He doesn't like anything I post. He might not even know what I do outside of making announcements on his stage. He does now because we just talked about it the other day. I don't think he had any idea. He's a stranger. The strangers that you meet along the way that vibe with you are going to become your biggest supporters, your biggest fans, and your biggest customers. So if you stay in this little bubble of all the people that you know, you will self-destruct. It is impossible to make it if you stay in the bubble of comfort. Everything happens outside the comfort zone. Social media, getting started is the hardest part because it's uncomfortable. But once you break out of that comfort zone and start meeting strangers that like your stuff, that's when you start to make it. 3 biggest myths about social media. People who know you will support you. They won't until you win. Number 2, follower count matters. It means absolutely nothing. Who follows you is way more important than how many followers you have. There's people with millions of followers and they can't sell a t-shirt. There's people with 11,000 followers that are clients of mine that are number 1,600 on the Forbes 5,000 fastest growing companies in America for 2025. It's who follows you, not how many followers you have. And number 3, going viral gets clients. It does. To a certain degree, it shows that you've got that popularity effect. But let me tell you from experience, I did comedy skits in going into the 2020 election. All these hilarious comedy skits with like Joe Biden and Donald Trump, and it was hilarious. I went absolutely insanely viral. But dude, it didn't bring me one customer. Because me talking about marketing, how I can help people, how our social media app gives you scripts and a teleprompter and the ability to upload straight to our team, and all you have to do to talk to the camera, that stuff gets me messages from people that are like, dude, I hate talking on camera. I never know what to say. Cool, dude, use our app. We'll literally write the scripts for you. Fill out the form. We write all your custom scripts. We load it into the app. You film. We post. We edit. And it saves you time. We help people buy back their time, and we help people communicate with confidence. Most people don't have a knowledge issue. They have a communication issue. They don't know how to communicate what they do. One of the age-old questions is, well, what do you do? Such a frustrating conversation, isn't it? And I just tell people, hey, just go to socialauthority.ai and that will tell you exactly what I do. Make it easy for people. Anyway, go listen to Body Wash. Have a great day. Get confident on camera. And don't let these things like follower counts, the fact that you're not going viral, or the fact that Lucy Lou from, the Baptist Methodist Lutheranian Church doesn't like your posts. And get out there and meet some strangers that are actually interested in what you do. Your success lies outside of the people that you already know. Go find those people. Make an impact on the world. There's billions of people in the world. Quit worrying about the 3 knuckleheads that don't matter.
Turning it up, Dallas, Texas, where they leveling up. You the star, now the stage is yours. Lights on blast, can't ignore. Film posts get verified.